are getting off of Highway 70 at West Florissant. And look at the old Hostess Bakery sign. What? That's crazy that that's gone. That was like a
landmark.
Yes, man. And if you can see, we are headed to Calvary Cemetery. That's where we're going. And that is what you're seeing over here. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a little bit about Calvary Cemetery, and it is located off of West Florissant in North City. So Calvary has a weird connection. See if you can follow me with this connection. And the connection is to one of my husband's favorite boxers, Muhammad Ali. I think that it's a weird connection, but it's a connection nonetheless. Okay. Now, Calvary Cemetery is a Catholic cemetery that was founded in 1854, and it is the second oldest cemetery in the Archdiocese. Okay, it is located on 470 acres of land and has more than 300,000 graves. You hear me? That's crazy. 300,000 graves. This land was once owned by Henry Clay, and it was called Old Orchard Farm. Okay, a large portion of this farm at one time served as a burial place for the natives and soldiers from the nearby Fort Bellefontaine. And we've been to Bellefontaine. We're gonna go back because we need to do a more thorough history on it. We went because we thought it was just so pretty,
right?
You know. But you can see we coming up on Calvary. Now we coming here because we gonna visit Dred Scott, and that's the entrance is this is Bellefontaine. This is Bellefontaine. This is where the blows are buried. So we gonna have to come back here. But our trip is to Calvary today, and Calvary is up here. Most of my family is buried at Calvary. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about Henry Clay. Now, Henry Clay was a lawmaker from Kentucky, and he was a slave owner as well. Okay, now he had a cousin by the name of Cassius Marcellus Clay. This is Calvary right here. Now, that name sounds familiar. It should. Now, his cousin Cassius was a prominent anti-slavery activist. He was an abolitionist who was known to be a fighter. Okay, now there was an attempted assassination on Cassius Clay, and it was just crazy. So the guy whose last name was Brown was hired to take Cassius Clay's life because, you know, he was this big abolitionist. He wanted to get rid of slavery. You can see what's across the street. And so the guy shot at him. The bullet actually did hit him, but it also hit the what do you call it? The hilt of his bowie knife, right? Yeah. So he was shot in the chest, and this man, the man Brown, I guess he tried to get away, but as he was pulling out that bowie knife, he attacked this guy. He jumped on him, cut off his nose, took out his eye, and possibly cut off his ear, and then threw his ass over an embankment. Okay. Cassius Clay also opened one of the first integrated colleges in Kentucky. Okay, and then he died, and in 1912, Herman Heaton Clay, a descendant of an African-American slave owned by Henry Clay, named his son Cassius Marcellus Clay as a tribute. And then this Cassius Clay gave his name to his son, Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr., who would become who?
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali, baby. Did y'all follow that?
Top 5 favorite boxers.
Oh, that is Egyptian. I love it. Okay, so this is Calvary Cemetery. So we're gonna find out where Dred Scott is buried. Yeah, we gonna find out. Yes, but this is one of the biggest cemeteries in St. Louis. And then also one other thing about this cemetery is that there are there's enough land here for people to be buried here for another 300 years. Crazy, right? Now, that's how big this is.
People, that's almost the population of St. Louis.
Yes, that's a lot of people that's buried in here. And it's a lot of folks that you may have heard of. Thomas Biddle, Martin Stanislaus, the Stanislaus Church. Mickey Carroll, who was a munchkin in The Wizard of Oz. Alfonso Cervantes Center. Francis Shoto. John Vitale, who was basically a mob boss who lived on the hill in St. Louis. Tennessee Williams, and then the guy that we are visiting here today, Mr. Dred Scott. All right, so we will see you at Dred Scott Gravesite. Okay, y'all, so as as you can see, we are in Calvary Cemetery heading to the grave of Dred Scott, okay? Dred Scott was an enslaved man who sued for his freedom. And he sued unsuccessfully because he was deemed, and him and his wife were deemed to not be human. They were people. They were not considered to be people. They were basically farm equipment. So they lost the case. But we visited his wife. Her grave is located in Greenwood Cemetery in Hillsdale, Missouri. And his gravestone is really nice. It's black and it's really pretty. And he was interred here with the help of the Blow family. I think so.
It says turn. Is it here?
We're trying to find it. So
it says turn right. It's this way.
So he was born in 1799, an enslaved man, and he was born in Virginia, Southampton, Virginia. Okay, him and his wife Harriet sued for their freedom, and they were unsuccessful with that. It's up there. You turn.
I missed the turn. It must have been that first turn.
You know, everything in these cemeteries look the same. You know, same curves and bends, so you can get lost up in these.
Acres and acres of land.
Mm-hmm. But Dred was owned by the Blow family.
So I'm assuming you can drive up these little, because that's how the hearses get up to them. This turn here, I believe.
So he met his wife Harriet in Minnesota, and he was given the right to marry her, and they actually gave them a wedding ceremony, which was unusual for back in those days. So people like to point to that as to being like, well, he was kind of one of them uppity folks that say, you know what I'm saying? Because they only freed people had wedding ceremonies, and they were not freed. I think this is it right here, because it's black and it's big.
Say arriving in.
See, it is. Oh, wow. And I know I tried to give y'all some history on Dred Scott, but this is just... Ain't this beautiful?
Must be for the wife.
It says Harriet Scott, his co-plaintiff and wife, and their two daughters, Eliza and Lizzie, are buried in the historic Greenwood Cemetery. We visited. I didn't know that they were both there too.
The daughters?
Yes. But this is Dred Scott's grave in Calvary Cemetery here. It sits right off the main road. But he died on September 17th, 1858. He was freed by Mr. Blow, Mr. Henry Blow, and they paid for him to be buried here. So this is his final resting place. He is a man. Can we just say that? You are a man. You were a man. You were a person.
That walked the earth almost, what?
And he cared enough about his grandkids and family to try to, to get them free.
Change history, right.
And so it's like, it's a lot is owed to this man.
And he is a man.
And he is a man. You got to say that over and over. You a man. And he died from TB, just to let y'all know that. So
he was a dignified
man. He died free.
He was a dignified man.
And he also worked as a porter in St. Louis.
Keep your dignity.
Yeah. But so we just driving around. So this is the second largest Catholic cemetery in St. Louis.
300,000.
Look at all of the graves. And the fact that they have enough burial space for another 300 years is just incredible, man.
I don't know where I'm going.
This is probably the main road that's going to take you up someplace.
I hope.
Now, my family is also buried here, most of my family. And,
had a story.
Yeah.
Every one of these had a story, a life, loved and cried and did everything. It's a lot of souls.
always get me is when they have the angel weeping on their grave, like that one.
Yeah.
Just giving y'all some of the scenery of Calvary Cemetery. It's like all main roads lead out. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. We leave now. We're leaving. But man, imagine what some of these people have. I mean, that went. You know, the people that's buried here. Some of these stories would probably make you be like, "What the?"
Yeah.
Egyptian. It was one over there named Nugent.
Like Ted.
Ted Nugent, yeah. And then this is West Florissant. Yeah, the last time.
The other end of it.
No, it's this. This is it. Yeah,
okay.
This is it.
But
this is the road between. No, okay.
Through?
This is the road between Bell Fountain and Calvary Cemetery.
Right.
Right. That's the road. It get dark right here.
So it should go all the way over to Riverview, right?
What you talking about?
Kings Highway.
No, it goes to West Florissant. That's a cool ride. What?
It's finna get dark, I think.
Oh Lord. Do we see Annie? Are you okay? Okay, I saw some lights. Oh, y'all looking? Don't play with me. That was Beth. Wait, there she is. Don't do this. Do y'all see anybody? Oh, I knew the whole lady in white. Okay.
It's pitch black over there.
It is. It's dark. Oh, look at that. And then somebody said they used to play in there as a kid. What was wrong?
Now, what if the power?
What was wrong with you?
Would be a power outage right now?
If it's a power outage, hopefully the car still be moving. And then why is Scrappy pointing and laughing? Okay, I got you, sir. We see Annie or singing Mike. Annie, are you okay? We